Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? Today we're gonna talk about chronic inflammation, what it is, what kind of symptoms it causes, and what kind of tools we have against it.
Yeah, so let's get going.
This moment in time, gotta get my life straight. Yeah, that be my current mind state.
I was swimming this morning in the dead calm lake with the autumn sun, and it felt so good. I don't want to come up from here, And I started thinking, like, why do I not come here every day, since this is what makes me feel so good and this is what I love? And here's the dilemma, right?
Exactly.
We know what will be good for us, and yet we do something else. Is it so that in this everyday life, these days and weeks, they're so hectic and so full of obligations that we tend not to listen to ourselves and what we need? And that's what causing us problems like chronic inflammation, when we're neglecting what we would actually need.
So, we have this unpleasant friend, chronic inflammation. And it's a very complicated topic, as we humans and our biology are, but we try to radically simplify.
Chronic inflammation differs from the acute inflammation. Like in the case of injury, disease, or wound, our body's clever healing mechanism, the immune system, takes care of the problem, aka a wound is healed into a scar. The problem is solved and the case is closed and the system shuts down.
But in chronic inflammation, the response by our immune system sticks around and the alarm state continues over a long periods of time. And that can be a problem.
And in wholesome season, we'll refer to chronic inflammation with the shorter term inflammation, just to make things simpler. And it could be compared to like light rain, how it like dribbles down slowly. It's kind of dark, moody. It's nothing radical, but will most definitely get you wet over a longer period of time, even soaked wet, unless you have the right kind of equipment. And with this soaking, we can refer to these gradually, slowly developing lifestyle-related diseases like diabetes 2, metabolic syndrome, cancer, or heart disease, for example.
Inflammation is like a quiet messenger, trying to whisper us with different symptoms, trying to wake us up and get freaking serious about taking better care of ourselves.
So, if we look at a list of common signs and symptoms of chronic inflammation, how many would you personally check if you look back over the years?
Oh, way too many.
Yeah, same here. So here at the age of 38, we're rapidly going downhill. And it's a cold fact that with age, the risk of disease also increases.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But the good news is we can do something about it.
Yeah, majority of our health is determined by our lifestyle. So lifestyle beats genes. And every day is kind of like a new opportunity, Let's not worry about what we did yesterday or in the weekends or whatever. We can always choose better and start now. Here we come to the anti-inflammatory lifestyle, which we could compare to trekking in the nature. If you're well prepared, you have the right kind of equipment, shoes and clothes to keep your feet and body dry, you have matches and dry wood to make a fire, have a shelter, cover, necessary tools, attitude and skills, it's much nicer to go on a trip, feel good and enjoy what is, despite the tiny rain that quite often surprises us, especially in the Nordic countries. And at times you can even stand a sudden heavy rain, slippery stones or stormy winds if you're well prepared. And the equipment are the anti-inflammatory tools we can use on this journey for better health. We've been trying these pretty much during the last 2 years, and it's been crazy to see the radical changes. And we somehow recognize now the feeling when you're inflamed. Different types of symptoms. You're tired, you're hungry all the time, you're in a bad mood. It's very informative to realize when the inflammation is on, so to say. And then the days without, how they are so clear, you feel strong, energetic, happy. Totally different. Yeah, it's awesome. In the last video, we mentioned what causes inflammation, our common lifestyle habits, receding, eating, digitizing and stressing ourselves sick. And from all the evidence and research, we have come to the conclusion of 5 different brackets of tools that we'll introduce to you today quickly, and that will fight inflammation, aka our anti-inflammatory tools. We'll take a quick overview today and dig deeper later in coming episodes. And the basis for all of these is our biology. How has the evolution shaped us to be and act? Why are we craving fat and carbs and so on? So there's always like a biological explanation behind them, which actually feels quite relieving that it's not just a question of power of will or whatever. So we still have the same biology as our ancestors, and this is the basis for all of the following anti-inflammatory methods. Our ancestors ate what was available in their habitat, plants, seeds, etc., and the food wasn't always available. So we have evolved to time-restricted eating. There are various options, but according to research, for example, 10-14 could be a good basic model. Eat during 10 hours, don't eat during the 14 hours. And it's recommendable to start testing with the shorter time first and then see how it fits you. For example, you can skip breakfast or evening snack, and that's it. Mind is a major player in inflammation in many ways, and our biology hasn't evolved to the modern technology and this huge information load of our societies. So own your first 15 minutes in the morning. No phones, no news. Substitute them with a candle, cold shower, book, whatever that gets you grounded and sets the tone for the whole day. Our ancestors were active basically for hunting and gathering. And when the job was done, what did they do? They rested. So we have evolved not to be active unless necessary, and that's why exercise feels so hard for many of us, like me. Hunting required walking and sudden sprints, so it's not surprising that that type of interval training is such a good tool to reduce inflammation. Following the circadian rhythm is natural to our biology, going to sleep when the sun sets and getting up when it rises. So research suggests that it's useful to wake up at the same time every morning and try and maintain a steady circadian rhythm every day. Try this for a week and see what happens. Nature is our original home, and studies show that crazy major benefits of natural surroundings to us. Not all of us live in the forest anymore, so it's useful to add any type of natural element to every single day. It could be a cold shower, walk barefoot in the grass, go to forest, listen to waterfall music, anything that takes you to a natural surrounding.
Okay, so you can jumpstart your anti-inflammatory journey today by trying some of those tips.
Yeah, and even though we would love to talk about this for hours, we think it's easier to start with baby steps and kind of like peeling the onion layer by layer. So let's get the umbrellas on. Peace and love. See you next time.
Peace.
So here at the age of 38,
Acute inflammation.
Schön.
Over long periods of time. How hard this can be.